Hello, everyone. I am Princess, and you've reached my channel, ready for a new lifestyle. I want to thank any new subscribers. I had 5 new subscribers this week and over 3,000 views um, on my content. So thank you so much for supporting me if you're watching this video. Also, if you are in the live or you're watching the playback, please subscribe to the channel or share it if you feel like there's someone who can benefit with the purpose of this channel, which is just basically to inspire others to live out your full potential. My goal is to reach as many subscribers as I possibly can because I will be rolling up my sleeves and sharing some exclusive content on my journey. So check me out. I want to share my experience and meet some good people along the way on this journey who's on this journey with me as well. Basically the intent of this live was to um, is to this is my first live, so it's basically to introduce myself to the community. I want to share the ins and outs, the good and bad of my journey, and most importantly, I'm holding myself accountable for pushing through my journey to live on purpose. This is me, and I'll tell you why in just a second. I'm going to talk about a little bit like who I was before this shift for Ready for a New Lifestyle. I was pretty much straddling the fence. Like, just imagine someone like me sitting on top of a tall fence, and I'm just sitting there trying to move my legs because I don't know what side I want to be on. You know, whether it's my career side or whether it's living my purpose. Like, I couldn't find where they met because they were just in complete opposition. So I was trying to pretty much make myself fit into the environment that I was pretty much done with. I was exhausted mentally and physically. I was battling inside my brain. Should I take a chance on me or just get whatever is being handed to me? I was feeling guilty because I knew if I made the shift, then I wouldn't be comfortable. I had became used to the steady income, and I liked it. I liked the lifestyle that I was enjoying, and I just was scared that I wouldn't be able to do those things. And so, um, another thing that was misaligned, like in my life, was that I just wasn't at peace. Like, my peace was disrupted. Like, I was in conflict with my peace, and I was just, ready to you know ready for a new lifestyle. Literally, I'm like, I gotta do something different. It was just mind-boggling. What I realized is that I was so burned out and just emotionally exhausted and neglecting myself a little bit. I wasn't putting myself first, and I stopped doing like the daily things that brought me joy. And until the spark that shifted everything. Catalyst moment was I had went to my doctor um, a several weeks ago, for my annual checkup, and I was explaining to my doctor, this is what I'm feeling. I don't know what's wrong with me. I just want to do more. I just can't. I'm just tired. I got headaches. I just need to know, what am I doing wrong, because I feel like I'm doing, like, I'm eating, I get enough exercise, but not enough. Obviously I was just real sedentary, but I just explained to her, and then she provided some feedback as far as what her thoughts were. And I was like, okay, that's fine. And she's like, okay, we want to go ahead and do some blood work. I usually do my blood work every time I go anyway, so I want to know what's going on. And she did my blood work, ordered it. I went in, had everything checked out. And then a couple of days later, I get a phone call from the nurse. And the nurse is like, well, we did your blood work. Everything is fine. But blah, blah, blah. is not good, and um, you want to take some medication for it. And I was like, that a phone call on over the phone, like not a visit, office visit. Like I have never been on any medications in my life, not like that. Only pain medication. I've never been on any medications for any chronic illnesses or anything, and I was just like, man, this is horrible. So it didn't set well in my spirit because I was like a little annoyed. Like the first resort is, okay, you want to take pill, and then I'm like, nah, because I know I'm a believer that this can be healed through just making some changes, right? And so I told them that, and they were kind of alarmed or shocked, and I was just like, okay, blah blah blah. I said, but there's some other alternatives, for me to be able to take some time, to, um, you know, think about it. But then I was just like, whatever. I'm just kind of like, okay. So explain the situation to my job and just said, hey, this is going to be my last day. I need to take care of me. I don't know. That's pretty much it. I was like, I don't really need to go into any other detail about it. And from there, it was just like, you know, I wasn't, I was like, I'm doing what I can, but I wasn't like satisfied with the results. So, I was just asking, the Most High, like, what do I do? And then it's just like, I kept hearing, like, just do it, just do it. And I was like, do it, like, just change and just do a complete 180. And he's like, yeah, just do it. And I said, okay. And so right now, I'm in, as far as like who I am now, I'm only 25 days in. So this is very early on in my journey. And I feel great. I feel such a relief. I'm still making the adjustments, obviously, because, you know, but, I'm every day, I take it a day at a time. And one thing that I do know is that, you know, it was just, I had talked earlier about me being in conflict with myself. It's just like as soon as I just said, look, I'm going to focus on me and take care of me for the first time, it was like a huge weight that just lifted off me. Warrant, I may have a little bit more preparation in getting ready for this than not, but it wasn't like I just stopped and I didn't think about it. It was always in the back of my mind, but it was just like, that was the catalyst is like, I'm not going to hurt myself, trying to live this life that, is not, that I'm pretty much done with. So I need to do something different. I've always had the protection of the Most High on my life. He's always like kept people that weren't good for me out of my life, away from me. He brought me new friends, people that are there. And so he's always filtering out things and situations for me so that I can get back on the trajectory of where I'm supposed to be. And I'm grateful for that. I think that it's just when you are not really in tune with what your purpose or your calling is, you can lose sight of that and you don't really get a chance to hear that voice from him. But he definitely was just like, don't worry, don't worry, you know? And I was like, okay. Um, so as I'm on this journey right now, like really the healing part is just mentally, it's all mental. And then restoring my faith, of course, and being able to study the way that I want, being able to be there for my family in the way that I know I need to be as a woman, and really shape the new lifestyle that I want to have. So one of the reasons why I created the channel, the mission of the channel is just basically to encourage people to live out their full potential. And then at some point, I'm pretty sure I'm creative enough to be able to find a way to help people. But the intention now is just really to um, graft a community of people who are going through the same thing, who want to join this journey. Let's get on some talks and discuss things and just, enjoy life, the little time that we have. Enjoy it, doing the things that we enjoy doing. So, I mean, who this channel is for, it's for anyone who's healing or share the same values and rebuilding and finding purpose in your life. Um, if you're ready for a new lifestyle and ready for that change and transformation, that's what I'm here for. What type of content you can expect is blogs. I do a lot of blogs on, I'll be doing vlogs on homemaking, just life in general, poetry, my music, because I do write and record and create music. And then also just like general lifestyle, like the way that I eat, just things that I do as far as like homemaking projects and whatever the case may be. Um, so I know this may be a recording, but my call to action to you is for you to share your growth season stories in the comments. Drop a seed with a little green plant if you're growing too. Um, Encourage, um, leave encouraging comments, like comments, subscribe to my channel, share if you can. Right now I'm working on, I don't know what I'm working on, so I'm trying to wrap up this month. And then I have like my planner for the other things that I'll be going through, and you'll see those playlists as they come up as I start adding like shorts and actual videos. But the goal is just to get to as many subscribers as I can. And obviously, I'll be able to offer exclusive content to like memberships, and then build from there. So I appreciate you all taking the time to watch my video. Let me go ahead and just leave you with a little bit of insight, is that change isn't always comfortable, but it's often necessary. And that is the purpose of my channel and my heart's declaration, that choosing growth over fear is the name of the game in this season. So I hope you enjoyed. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you on the next live. Bye.